we're talking about retention, and I think we've alluded to this in the past. We've discussed it in the past, but so many affiliates, so many CrossFit affiliates butcher this. They just get this part of their business wrong.
Which is understandable. I think there's been a lot of probably, I don't know, say bad information out there. I just think probably a little bit of maybe bad or incorrect. And I think so. It's probably the number one thing that people, when we talk to them about like what do they think the problem is, they're like retention. Retention is a problem. I'm losing more people than I'm getting every month, or I'm getting 6 and I'm losing 5, so I'm netting 1, and then the next month I lose 7 and net 5, so now I'm down 1 over that 60 days. And and I think everybody thinks it's one thing. And the thing that I kind of gravitate towards with regard to what people think is it's like some back end, email campaign that like that's retention. Like this is, if I put this email template in place, like that's retention. And that's just so fundamentally flawed with regard to what retention is and what it entails. And I think if you really start to understand it, then you start to, your eyes start to open up about like all the things you're missing with regard to retention. But I think it's very important. So like you've referred to it, 180-day journey, like that is one aspect of retention. Meaning like if you had 10 spokes, that'd be one of them. That is not going to maximize your retention. It's not. You could put that in there and it would save a handful, but it's not going to keep people so that you can always outpace any churn that you have.
Well, you said something like, hey, this people, get it wrong. And I would go a little further and say, they just don't do it. They're like, okay, we got a member, cool. Now they're a member for life. And it's like, no, the first thing that a lot of these box owners need to realize, because they've never pulled this report, is the average length of time people stay. What would you say average?
Mm-hmm.
So, people are going to leave, whether it's work related, they decide they want to try something different. There's plenty of real reasons and acceptable reasons people leave. But what would you say on average a box should be looking for length of time a member stays a paying member?
I think the minimum would be 1 year, but I think you should be shooting towards 2 years.
Yeah, I guess if I live in an area, why would I ever stop coming?
Right. And I wish I could remember where I heard this, because I would love to give credit for it. Probably no, it was profound. That's why I know you definitely didn't say it. And I may have mentioned on the podcast before, but very rarely does somebody leave a CrossFit affiliate because they had a bad experience. It definitely happens. More often than not, they leave because they become indifferent to it. It becomes blah. It's warm milk toast. They don't care anymore. It's not good. It's not bad. It's just in the middle, and the price point doesn't match just in the middle, right? If you're paying 150 to 200 bucks a month, blah, warm milk toast doesn't cut it. That's why people leave. And I think the other problem is like, so yes, there are the people that are not doing it because they're not aware that they should be doing it or have no concept of what it is. And then the larger bucket, I think, actually, I don't know which one of those buckets is larger, but the other bucket is people who are searching for the wrong thing. They're like, hey, I just give me the email template. Like give me that thing so that I can put this in place and everybody will get pinged, and then they'll remember that they're a member here. And I'm like, you're all wrong.